Oh God, sorry. You made me laugh.
You were really serious.
This is V, and here's how her world turned upside down.
I hate this so much. And all it takes is one incident, one thing to break you down. And every person, I cannot stress this enough, every person can be a victim. So you have to look out for yourself. I used to tell myself Deacon would never know. Deacon wouldn't know. How would Deacon know, right? But Deacon will know.
Hi everyone, my name is Vish. Welcome back to the Redo campaign, your academic integrity awareness campaign, where we talk about reflections from the stories of students. We learn from them and some things which have never been to a transcript. Today we are having someone very special with us who has been a scholarship recipient, a student scholar, and someone who represents student bodies at different levels. Let's get to hear from V how her journey with contract cheating has been, what were the things which she went wrong with, and what is something which we all can learn from. Hi V, thanks a lot for joining us today.
Thank you, Richard, for inviting me. I'm very grateful to be here.
It is as exciting as we met for the first time. I want all the audience over there to know a bit more about you and learn something from your journey.
So basically a quick introduction.
Yes.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is V, and there's nothing you need to know about me. Honestly, I came to Deakin 3 years ago as a VC scholar, and these 3 years have been so wonderful to me. I have been a part of peer mentoring, a part of all the ambassador role, and I mean all of them. And I'm also been I'm doing research at School of Psychology, and my paper is going to be published next year. So I'm very very happy. It's going to be published on APA, so please look forward to it. Um, Recently I've been working with the DUSA Council to get a lot of projects done to benefit international students. So that's basically me. Yeah.
Amazing. I would say like that is really impressive for all the students out there, and sounds exciting. Like as an international student, just being for a few months, I would say being here, you are doing so many roles and trying to help out the students, and even doing carrying out some amazing projects for DUSA is really exciting.
Thank
And
you.
I see that there's a lot to learn from your journey.
Oh, you flatter me too much. Right. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things to learn about everything, and I think the reason why I'm here today is just basically to share my story about academic integrity. That's actually really nice to talk about it, talk about academic integrity.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually more curious to know about that because with what I know you as a person and I mean, what impressive portfolio you have, this was something very surprising for me that you have been a part of something like this, which is very unfortunate. But then we all would like to know like what exactly went wrong and what were some of those circumstances which made you go for this.
Not gonna lie, that's everyone, Richard. Like every single person that I told the story to was like, "You, V? No way!
I
You
can
would never
understand.
do something like that." But I really want people to understand that every single person can be a victim of this kind of thing because usually the good student, like it's not the bad student that have like academic integrity bridges.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good students out there who love studying, fall victim to their circumstances, and I'm very sad to say that I was one of them. And it doesn't take like a whole lot of things to push you over the limit. And
Yeah.
unfortunately for me, that happened in my second year. The second year, one incident happened that made me lose all my support system, that pushed me over the boundary, that caused me to make the mistake that I would never ever do again. So
I
that's the story of
understand.
me.
Tell me more about it, B.
Well, honestly, I never thought that I would be in a situation like that.
Yeah.
Like, not until I'm in a situation like that.
I can understand.
I'm very confident in my capability. I'm very confident that I'm very capable. But capability doesn't make you immune to burnout, and intelligence doesn't prevent you from breaking down.
Yeah.
I was doing everything right. I was attending all the seminars. I was starting my assignment really early, at least 4 weeks early. I was like reading all the reading material. I was having planners. I was doing everything right.
Yeah.
And but it doesn't matter if you're doing everything right. It's just this one incident, one like vulnerability that kind of push you over the limit. So that what happened to me. At the time, my dad was going away for a really long time, and as he
See.
went away, he also took a big portion of my college fund. So I was struggling financially at the time, And to top it all up, my sister, being very immature, she kind of leaked a lot of my private message, and in those private message, there are very damaging message that I sent to my sister, and also a few photos.
I see.
Because those were leak out, there was a lot of time where I was like breaking down, and it was really stressful for me at the time. There was, I know it's not politically correct to say this, but there was a lot of night where I just think maybe I shouldn't wake up tomorrow, something like that. So it's safe to say that those were the lowest moment of my life, and that is how I got roped into contract cheating. Yeah, I didn't have any help at the time, so I fell down, and I didn't have anyone to back me up.
So why exactly you went for contract cheating? What made you hire that path?
So yeah, the reason why I'm coming forward today is because I want the viewer to understand something. This can happen to anyone, even the strongest, the one with all the scholarship, the one with good grades, the one with all the student leader role, student ambassador role, the one with everything going on, the one who always smile. Um, just all it takes is one thing that can go wrong, and then everything can go wrong. It's a domino effect. So I'm saying everyone can be vulnerable to this kind of breach. And yeah, that's the reason why I'm coming forward. If you don't have the right support to pull you back up once you fall down, you will feel like if you feel like you're drowning, and the person who, anyone who offer you support at that time, you will feel like they are kind of like someone who's saving your life, but it's not like that. That's where the assignment helper come in. They act like your friend. They don't look like predator or scammer. They act like your friend. They ask about how your day is going. They ask about your different story you have to tell. And they take advantage of you in the moment of vulnerability. And they kind of ease their way into the whole thing, like your whole life, that make you rely on them. Make you trust them and rely on them. That's where my story come in. I was going through a lot at that time, and a friend of mine, a really close friend at the time, recommended someone for me, and she mentioned that this person is like the best thing that ever happened to her. The assignment helper, I mean, and the assignment helper at that time, messaged me every day saying that how you're doing, check up on me every day, listen to my story, and they furthermore they offer to help me for free, and then they kind of take charges and they offer me discount if they didn't give me the the grade I wanted, and they act like my friends, and that's how I got looped into their whole thing. It's all take is one moment of vulnerability. When you post about how stressful you are, when you post about how you just want to disappear, they kind of like they target you consistently after that. They notice you're vulnerable and they target you consistently. And if you would fall to the wrong friend, that friend might refer you to an assignment helper, and that person can target you as well. Can ease you down, break you down until you're completely broken down. That's what happened to me. I was targeted consistently until I break in. Um, but the sad thing is, I love studying. I love studying so much. I love psychology. If you give me a day or two without any interruption, I can study all day, all night long. So to anyone listening, this can happen to you. Even if you think you're doing all right, even if nothing is happening to you right now, think about it. If all the assignment is happening at the same time, if all the stress is accumulating into that one big stressor, and all it takes is one incident, one thing to break you down, and you will feel like anyone who's willing to offer you some help, they will be your savior and you would trust them with your life. And contract cheating isn't the only risk either. There's collusion, where you're working with someone really working closely with another student. There's also plagiarism, where you write something whether intentionally or unintentionally that sounds similar to another student or another site. Or let's just say now that there's like the AI age, students are using AI a lot, and if you use it inappropriately, you have there's a punishment of being failed in that unit or being suspended or expelled from the university. There's always that kind of punishment waiting for you after each breach. So please understand, every person, I cannot stress this enough, every person can be a victim. So you have to look out for yourself. I used to tell myself Deacon would never know. Deacon wouldn't know. How would Deacon know, right? But Deacon will know. There's a bunch of detection tools. There's a bunch of pattern, a system going on. They don't always find out the first time either. They find out after there's a pattern being established. For me, it was the third time. That time I got a C in one of the assignments that was paid for, and they can just look over all my past assignment, every single thing I ever submitted, and that's how they found out about the two other things. And right then, you get a free big cheating allegation that you cannot deal with. You cannot get a light sentence. You're gonna get a big sentence. It's kind of like even if you cheat 3 times over the period of 2 years, it's gonna be like you cheat in 3 units at the same time. There's no difference. Deacon doesn't differentiate between that. So yeah, you have to look out for yourself. And if you get caught, it's gonna cost you more than your grade. It's gonna cost you your confidence, your trust in yourself, and your ability to move forward. And trust me, I took a really long time to rebuild mine. Um, so yeah, I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky because I got a mitigating circumstances, and I get to redo all my unit instead of being suspended. So I'm very lucky. I have to say that again because not a lot of people are as lucky as I am. I know a lot of students who got suspended, who fail a lot more unit that they cannot pay to redo, or I even know some who got expelled just because they made one mistake. So yeah, but getting caught, that was literally the thing, that the wake up call that I needed. I'm not gonna say it's the best thing ever, but it's definitely in the top 10 thing, that the best thing that ever happened to me. Because it forced me to stop pretending that I'm okay and seek the help that I need. And I want people to hear that because this can happen to anyone, even the student who is always smiling, even the student you think is having it together. Everyone can fall victim to this.
So, is that why you hired the help?
Yeah, I turned to contract cheating because a friend of mine recommended it at the time,
Yeah.
and I trusted this person, and the assignment helper was actually really nice. So yeah, I turned to contract cheating. But just let me be really clear. I didn't do it to get unfair treatment or to get ahead of my peers.
Yeah.
It's more like I genuinely thought that was the only option I have left. The worst part is that the assignment that I done by myself, even though I have like 4 units at the same time, I always managed to get HD on all of them. It was really easy for me to do because I generally love studying so much. And the assignment that I paid for got barely got a credit. So I believe that's how Deacon caught on. There's never a consistent quality
Yeah.
like overall. So they can cut on if you have like a very different way of writing and everything.
Yes.
So I believe that's how I was caught.
I
But yeah,
understand.
to sum it up, I didn't cheat because I want to get ahead.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought I didn't have a choice, and at the moment I was too emotionally distressed or broken to seek help.
I
So
can understand.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, thank you, V. You have actually taken something very heavy and turned that into light for others. That really takes incredible courage to come over here and open about your experience and share what you went through so that we all can learn from your journey.
thank you, Richard. I think I also want to thank you because of how episode like this is giving me the safe space that I can use to tell my story, and other people can hear my story and maybe choose differently this time.
Definitely. Cool. This is Redu, and if today's episode resonates with you, and if you feel this was something which you are into a show right now, take a step back, turn around, and ask for help and talk about it.
Right. And I'm here if you ever want to have a private conversation about it. I know that this is my story and it can be quite heavy, but I'm very happy to talk to you if you feel like you don't have anyone to talk about. I'm here if you need me.
You need to remember that you're not alone. We are always there for you.
We are. Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, you guys. Bye.
Bye.